to the video. How did this come about?
Well, we really know very little information about why now, why do it this way. But we were told that the police chief wanted to give this heartfelt apology, and he wanted to be able to say it in a complete way. And we're going to ask him more specifically about kind of the background behind doing it this way when we sit down with him for an interview in just a couple of hours. But let's listen to his apology.
As many of you know, my name is Tom Jackson, and I'm the Chief of Police of the City of Ferguson. The events of the past few weeks have sent shockwaves not just around the community here, but around the nation. Overnight, I went from being a small-town police chief to being a part of a conversation about racism, equality, and the role of policing in that conversation. As Chief of Police and as a resident, I want to be part of that conversation. I also want to be part of the solution. But before we can engage in further discussion of the broader issues, I think it's important that we address the central issue that brought us here today, and that's the death of Michael Brown. I want to say this to the Brown family. No one who has not experienced the loss of a child can understand what you're feeling. I'm truly sorry for the loss of your son. I'm also sorry that it took so long to remove Michael from the street. The time that it took involved very important work on the part of investigators who are trying to collect evidence and gain a true picture of what happened that day. But it was just too long, and I am truly sorry for that. Please know that the investigating officers meant no disrespect to the Brown family, to the African American community, or the people of Canfield. They were simply trying to do their jobs. There were many people who were upset about what happened in Ferguson and came here to protest peacefully. Unfortunately, there were others who had a different agenda. I do want to say to any peaceful protester who did not feel that I did enough to protect their constitutional right to protest, I am sorry for that. The right of the people to peacefully assemble is what the police are here to protect. If anyone who is peacefully exercising that right is upset and angry, I feel responsible, and I'm sorry. I'm also aware of the pain and the feeling of mistrust felt in some of the African American community towards the police department. The city belongs to all of us, and we're all part of this community. It is clear that we have much work to do. As a community, a city, and a nation, we have real problems to solve, not just in Ferguson, but the entire region and beyond. For any mistakes I have made, I take full responsibility. It's an honor to serve the city of Ferguson and the people who live there. I look forward to working with you in the future to solve our problems, and once again, I deeply apologize to the Brown family.
Again, that was Ferguson Police Chief Tom Jackson with a public apology, really the first public apology we have heard since the shooting death of Michael Brown. It's something that people who live in the community around where Michael Brown was shot and killed have been calling for and asking for and saying, why haven't you done this? And that would be a first small step in maybe healing this whole situation. And so it's interesting that it is coming now, 6 weeks later, and in this form. I can also tell you, though, that we are hearing and learning that there will be some kind of a public apology tour of sorts where he is planning to go out directly and talk with the folks who feel so much pain and hurt and anger towards him and his department, and really wanting justice in the death of Michael Brown. And in their view, that justice would be the indictment of Officer Darren Wilson.
I just want to show